Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today is the final scenario of the Storm of Vengeance campaign, Scenario 9, Death by Moonlight. Scenario 9, Death by Moonlight. The second assault on Kothridge. The Space Marines' presence near the landing site made it very difficult for Nazdreg to use the teleporter. Every time more boys arrived through the energy portal, they were shot to pieces by the waiting Space Marines. To make matters worse, the Space Marines were ensconced in a commanding position. There was simply no way for the Orks to kick them out after the bloody battles for Barrack Gorge and the landing site had taken such a toll on their forces. Nazdreg had only one chance left. If he could repair the energy conduit to the power plant in Catullus Harbor, then he'd be able to use all three power plants together and bring some really heavy reinforcements to the planet. Say something like a Gargant, which would be able to stomp all over the Space Marines around the landing site without being destroyed when it appeared. But in order to do this, he'd have to break through the defenses on Kothridge to reach Ghazghkull and his army. Even though the defenders on Kothridge has been overstretched in order to allow the Space Marines to mount their counterattack, the Orks had been bled dry in the battles for the previous few days, and it would take the last of their strength to achieve this objective. Nonetheless, they would have to try, so under the cover of darkness, the Orks moved into position to launch a final, desperate attack. Okay, these are the final defenders of the Kothridge against the Ork onslaught. The army is led by an interrogator chaplain with jump pack. My second character is of course a tech marine with a conversion field, because I'm only allowed to take warrior cards up to 10 points. So 10 points for the jump pack, 10 points for the conversion field. From the squad section, I have a lot in the army today. It's a complete assault squad. All of them are equipped with jump packs, although I think only 5 have actually jump pack mounted. And they have 2 special weapons, 2 flamers. Let's say the guy with the plasma gun and maybe this guy. This is the veteran sergeant of the squad. Okay, then I've got one Deathwing Terminator squad. One guy with lightning claws as shown in the model, and the guy with the assault cannon has a heavy flamer instead. Then my third squad is a tactical squad, and also with a veteran sergeant and a heavy bolter and a flamer as shown on the model.
Yeah. So you've got 3 flamers, a heavy flamer and a heavy bolter. Okay.
And finally the dreadnought armed exactly as shown in the model with an assault cannon, a power fist with storm bolter with ablative armor, and one tarantula also as shown on the model, a twin-linked heavy bolter with target operated by a gun servitor.
So
hopefully it will suffice to fend off the Ork assault from both sides, unfortunately, because I lost, I think, battle number 2 or 3. So the Orks have a huge support of 1000 points coming from the back, so
but you've got a lot of
it will be a tough game.
Okay, these are my 1485 points because I think I lost 10% during one of the missions. And if you add, later on I gained 10, but if you add 10% on 1350, you get the odd number 1485. So we've got Nazdreg over there. We would have had to wait for another 5 years if I had tried to paint all the models for the final. So it's just the work in progress. Nazdreg I didn't, only the custom shooter he has to take. I didn't give him any of the other 3 of up to 4 war gear cards he's allowed to have. Just the custom shooter, his mega armor, bolt pistol, power fist and sword. He's the army commander. His leadership can be used within 12 inches. And I've got 1 commando captain, and today he's got a jump pack and a displacer. I've got 1 mechanic, 1 runted. The mechanic has got a flame and telescopic legs. The runted has got a flamer as well as the commando captain. I've got a snake bite big boss, a wonderful model Alex gave to me for my present, I think, for my birthday. And this one has got a spike arm and a custom force field. And I've got 5 knobs in mega armor with power fists and chainswords and bolt pistols. And I've got frag grenades. And I've got 6 death skulls. 3 of them have got heavy bolters, let's say those with the magazines atop. And we've got 3 custom combi weapons, a little more expensive. Then we've got 5 snake bites with cyborgs, and they've got power swords and axes and bolt pistols. And I've got 38 Gretchen, many of them painted. And I've got 6 Blood Axe Commandos. And as I did well in one of the other missions, I'm granted a second army, which will arrive from the other side of the table. Okay, both of the forces have been deployed, and I forgot to show you, you can't draw, or you aren't just granted strategy cards to be drawn at random because of your points value. The small booklet we showed you tells you which ones you may use. Well, okay. And Alex has got 2 as well. And then, as you can see, there's a large screen. As the real table would be 6 by 4, we agreed on the edge where they come is around at the dice, and all of them are at the height of the dice. And yeah, when it comes to luck, this force was allowed to sneak upon the enemy and is 2d6 plus 6 away from the center of the table. I rolled double 6s, so the entire force is exactly 18 inches away. I've already told you, Alex has been saving his luck for months for the 3 finals. He has already won 2 so far. Let's see which other dice rolls might be shown today.
And one more thing to mention is that because the battle took place in the moonlight, you have only a visibility of 16 inches, so even if maybe some less scan has a range of 60 or 72 inches, it doesn't matter, as the maximum visibility is 16 inches, so you can only shoot at enemies within 16 inches. So basically I can't see anything because they're more than 16 inches away, both Ork forces.
At the moment. And we'll be back after Alex's first turn, because he goes first.
Yeah, and the battle is ended after Marcus ended his 3rd turn with the Orks. We roll a d6, and if the number is below the turn number, then it's...
So on a 1 and 2 it's ended. Oh, that's bad, because they are so far away. Yeah.
And it can even mean that the battle, that one side has 1 turn more, because we roll each turn after the end. And to win the battle, there are no ordinary victory points, so Marcus has to gain a gap into my line with basically 16 inches wide, because he must be more than 8 inches away from the next spaceman model, so he has to get some kind of gap into my ridge.
So if only every 4th of Alex model survives, it's an impenetrable wall of models. Okay, maybe I should have spent the points and really used some bikes to get around them. But okay, let's see. We'll be back after Alex's first turn.
Okay, end of the first turn of the Dark Angels. As you can see, the army, because they can't see anything, remained stationary, went hidden at an overwatch. So they can welcome the Orks properly. And I used my 2 strategy cards. The booby traps I have to use in my first turn. It's noted in the battle briefing. I positioned it on top of the Stormboy and they were really successful because they're so close packed. So I think in the end I killed 1 heavy weapon, 2 Stormboys and a couple of Gretchens.
Yeah.
Whereas the other strategy card was Orbital Barrage, and I put it in the center of the Ork line, and it's, as you can see, it scatters 2d6, and at the end there were not a single casualty. I think your commander captain was hit and even penetrated, but he used his displacer and displaced 1 inch to the side, so he wasn't harmed as well. And maybe the only thing you can do is for a break test for the heavy weapons, because for the Stormboys, because more than 20% were killed.
But I think they can do on Nazdreg. No, Nazdreg. The army commander. Just let me look up.
I just rolled if it's 12 or so, then okay, it's passed for sure.
For
the weapons and for the Stormboys. Yeah, okay. And that's the end of my first turn. No psychic phase, no hand-to-hand combat, no rally phase.
Okay, we're back after the movement of my first turn. And as you can see, Alex Grim Reapers, the Dark Angels, have already killed 1, 2, 3, 4 Orks of Ghazghkull's force. And the force over there, most of them were looking in this direction, have killed around, I think maybe this wasn't the standard bearer, just a normal Gretchen. I wanted to use it because this one was painted, as well as the cool one, my head of my pain boy carrying the bionic leg. I didn't want to use an unpainted one, and we've often skipped the killed ones with unpainted ones. So these are around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So nearly 15 Gretchen killed and 4 Orks by Alex, and this was only his overwatch fire, not even representing what will follow in turn 1. All of them planting their feet firmly into the ground and then using, I think, bolt pistols and bolt guns may use rapid fire. And then I think many more Orks and Gretchen will follow their dead comrades. As all of my units ran their full 8 inches, I'm not able to do shooting. All I could have done would have been to use the jump pack or stuff like that and then try to do some flaming. But I didn't want to get in front of my meat wall of Gretchen up to this moment. Okay, and we don't have any psychers, so that's the end of my first turn, and we'll go on with Alex second.
Well, second turn of the Dark Angels, they stood their ground, take aim, and mostly use their rapid fire in order to shoot twice with the bolters or bolt pistol. And as you can see,
my meat shield has vanished.
Were quite successful in killing almost, I think, except of 4 or 5 Gretchens.
And even a flamer bearing Runted
from the Terminator hit the
Blood Axe and
Runted and
another custom combi weapon.
And I think the Tech Marine or the Assault Marines even managed to kill one of the heavy weapons of the enemy. But the Dreadnought once more miserably failed with his Stormbolter. But on the other side of the battle...
and you haven't suffered a single loss yet.
But I turned my troops in order to kill the Gretchen, so from my back not a single Ork was slain in my second turn. So let's see what will happen in Marcus' second turn.
Okay, after their meat shield was really mauled, they struggled even harder to get closer towards the enemy, and you can see a green wall of orcs inbound for the rear, the back of the Space Marines. And as you can also see, they already made it into the power armor guys, which will probably die a horrible death, or some of them at least. They went on Overwatch because Alex Army Commander could use his jump pack to get closer. They just ran because I don't trust their jump packs. And here's my mechanic. 3 of the large knobs got into close combat with the heavy flamer. We just left this one over there so that the model won't trip and fall down. The snakebite big boss got into the second one. He used his jump pack to try and get into close combat with 2 regular Space Marines, and they just remained where they were in case of the heavy weapons, or moved in order to use their bolt pistols, which might negate the hard cover of dug-in Space Marines. So, and we'll only do the shooting and then do the close combats off camera. Okay, so shooting. We've got 4 Blood Axe, and I think if I'm right, the Blood Axe commandos they've got a ballistic skill of 4, so they'll hit on 3s with their bolt pistols. 4 times. Okay, on 3s. Only, that's Orky marksmanship, only 2. Strength toughness 4+, only 1, and now Alex has got a 4+ armor save because of his power armor. Not a single Space Marine dead yet. And now we've got our wondrous weapons. One of them is targeting the first Assault Marine. This one, the D6, is for range. The other one, although range is restricted to 16, and this is for the strength. Okay, strength 2 is probably strength toughness on a 6 only. No, not enough. And the other one into, let's say, them. Misfire, that's bad. On 1, 2, 3, I think he's down. No, so he only can't fire. It's a 50-50 chance. Okay, so miserable shooting, and we'll be back after the close combats.
But too numerous, it would take too long to fight each close combat out.
Maybe we'll do one of the final close combats later on in Alex's turn, but not for the moment. Okay, we're back after the close combat phase, before the missing psychic phase, and as you can see, the brave defenders of the Dark Angels managed, even the power armor ones were so angry that they managed to kill 1 of the Orc snakebites riding their powerful cyborgs into battle because of the grief, because of their killed brethren. But out of the 10 technical Space Marines, only few are left. I think only 1. But 2 men are enough to win the battle. Although, some more were also slain. Some more orcs are inbound, but few of them. Alex trusts in his Terminator tactical dreadnought armor, which will help them win the day. And I think this is the everyday situation Space Marines are depicted in novels, surrounded by 10 times orcs their number and stuff like that. Okay, we'll be back after Alex's third and maybe even final movement.
Third turn of the once mighty Dark Angels. My army commander took his heart and jumped onto the uttermost hill.
Because Alex's left flank is the only problem at the moment.
So
the only immediate problem at the moment.
He jumped over there. My twin lightning claw guy gloriously charged one of the knobs. My tactical squad left their duck out and moved towards the few orcs on their back to use their at least once in the battle their 2 flamers.
And I think they will break because the bad moons are too far away from Ghazghkull. They've only got a leadership of maybe 6 or stuff like that.
And the Assault Marines turned
7 maybe.
to use their bolt pistols, and my Dreadnought moved downside the hill in order to use his heavy bolter and storm bolter against the orcs on this side of the battlefield. Okay, we do the shooting and the close combats, and we'll be back with the result afterwards. Okay, end of the third turn of the Dark Angels shooting and close combat phase. Yeah, as you can see, my army commander failed to shoot the bow. I think he rolled a 1 for hit. My veteran sergeant really, like a miracle, remained in close combat, I think even 1 by 1, but failed to wound the boy rider. And my lightning clogger was quite successful in killing the knob in close combat.
And I think you have to mention that although it's a big boss, they had equal weapon skills.
And the
It was
Tarantula
a good choice to make him a veteran sergeant, otherwise I might have won.
And the Tarantula was quite successful. I think it's got 8 hits or 7 hits against the knobs, so killing 2 knobs by heavy bolter fire. As you can see over there, my assault squad and the 2 flamers managed to kill some of the orcs and even managed to make them fleeing the battlefield for the moment.
The beautifully painted ones by Josh, the bad moons, because I didn't have that many goths. But at the moment they are on the run.
Yeah, and my Dreadnought failed once more miserable. He went down the hill and used his assault cannon, but failed to hit. He rolled a 1. And I think the Stormbolter hit but failed to wound. So on my right flank it's looking not so bad, to be honest, because the orcs are fleeing, but on my left flank I think...
Yeah, and in the middle it's great, because even if the game ended in my next turn, I can only charge the foremost units, so the Tarantula is an impenetrable barrier. The only thing is probably over there, if I draw a line from here to there.
So killing those 2...
maybe not even him, because... If I draw a line from here to there.
Okay, but we will see it. It's coming the orcs' third and maybe final turn.
Yeah. Okay, we are back after my final turn.
Maybe final.
Yeah, the first possible final turn. Because at the end, if Alex rolls 1 or 2, the battle is over. And I think Alex succeeded in holding 1 flank. And he succeeded even in the middle, because I had to charge the first or the next models. So the Tarantula is safe. I can only try to shoot at them. I try to do so, but they are highly unreliable, the custom combi weapons. So we'll see some close combats. I think we'll do shooting and then come back for 1 final close combat. Okay, shooting. I can ignore them because they are in close combat, and I think the next one, first one, range and 8. That's a lot. Let's say 1, 2, 1 and 2 is the servitor. No, it's the weapon. It's strength.
10 maybe, so it's penetrated.
So I think this one is gone. Yeah. Okay. And now we've got several close combats left. The Terminator is fighting, the Assault Squad fighting, the Terminator over there, the Snake Bite, Big Boss, the remaining Power Armor, and even Alex Army Commander. So we'll come back with a summary, or maybe show the last one, which might blind my Snake Boys. So I think we'll start at the left and then be back. Okay, we're in the middle of my nearly final turn, and as you can see, Alex or the Dark Angels' heroic efforts resulted or culminated in them holding the left flank. The remaining, I think these were either Evil Sons or Snake Bites, driven off, broken as well. as our Bad Moons. The fourth Ghazghkull tracker could gather around him because of his charismatic leadership. Maybe really realistic, because I think there were lots of war bands around Piscina, and they would have rallied under Ghazghkull's banner, of course. So, and even, the great surprise, the brave defenders managed,
especially the sword squad,
to kill enough. This was a 20-strong mob consisting of 12 Goths and 8 Scoutboys that resulted in forcing them into a break test, which they failed because Ghazghkull is over there. So Alex got 3 hacks.
And they were killed by 3 hacks from the Terminators.
And the middle of the ridge is held, clearly held over there. You might notice that they are still locked in deadly close combat.
I think the
Alex
veterans
even won the close combat.
was really successful. I think I wrote 2 6s for
and
the,
dealt 2 flesh wounds, maybe 2 hits.
maybe to the ball. But my last, or the second last defender,
Power armor, Space Marine,
succumbed
died.
to the commando captain, and now one final battle is left.
This
My
is
army
one
commander,
we'd like to do live. Your army commander against 4 boys. We decided that the others, Ghazghkull has still his walk left. Hasn't arrived yet. Not in turn 3, and maybe the game will end after turn 3. Okay, so let's do.
I have 3 attacks, fighting with my power fist and chainsword.
I'll fight with my bolt pistol and power sword.
Okay, weapon skill 6 plus 4 is 10.
You get 1 from me. I've only got 3 plus 3 is 6. Charging is 7 plus 2 because I've charged. Is 9, I think.
11, so 2 hits with the power fist. Probably 2 plus.
So this one is dead, I think, because I've only got a 4 plus regular save because of my mount.
Now I have to do a break test, because
Yeah.
it's 25% I killed, but on.
On 9 or
Ghazghkull,
10,
no.
yeah.
Okay, so your second attack. I removed the fumble and the
Yep.
6.
You get 1 from me.
So 6 and 6 is 12, 13.
I've got 9, 10, 11. 2 hits with your power fist and he's probably dead. Yeah. 1 is enough. He's down. Okay. And
Attacker. Oh, that's great. 2 6.
great result so far.
13 in total. 13, 14.
And now I've got 8, 9, 10, 11.
So 3 hits with the power fist.
Yeah.
Killing boy outright.
Yeah, that's a great
Last one.
alternative for an army commander, the chaplain. Yeah.
This time now, not a 6.
You get my ones.
Okay, so let's say the
And
fumble
I've
at
got
the 6.
another dice, yeah. Okay.
So I've got only 11 this time.
I've got 9, 10 plus 3 is 13. So I've got 2 hits with my power sword.
The toughness 5, so 4 plus to wound.
One of them,
I've got my power armor and a
6
6 plus armor save.
no, and
Then
your
I
4
have
plus
my
conversion,
Cursus
but it will
Arcana.
only deal
No.
1 wound. Yeah.
So
Fail
1
to
wound.
save, that's lucky because this way I'm not blinded. And you've got 1 wound, and it remains.
Out of 2.
And it remains really exciting
Now
because now we
Marcus
have
has
to
to
roll
roll,
for the
yeah.
first time.
Okay, now 1 or 2, the battle is ended.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's
battle
ended.
is ended. Okay, we'll check the victory conditions and we'll be back with maybe a little longer conclusion this time.
Yeah.
Battle is finished. The battle death by moonlight. And as you can see,
We've removed the casualties.
we removed the casualties, so this all you can see is
All of them are fleeing.
models which survived until now.
And Alex nearly has got more space marines left than, if I don't count the fleeing ones, than my Orks.
And for the victory conditions, the Orks have to get a passage through the ridge, and because on this side of the battlefield Marcus successfully
Cleared a path through the green Dark Ages armor.
because I think it's 20 inches from this end from the battlefield to my next model, and the Orks are between them, so they have managed to gain a gap into the ridge, thus reuniting Ghazghkull's and Nazdreg's army. So the Orks won the battle for Piscina IV, at least for the moment, because they suffered heavy casualties, and maybe a retaliation force is already inbound from orbit. I think there was a Dark Angel strike cruiser spotted with Belial on board. So
Master
maybe
Belial is furious already. His thumb on the exterminators button.
Okay, we'll be back with a short conclusion. Okay, as you have already seen, the campaign has ended after a long time, 9 hard-fought battles, and the final outcome was really more exciting than I anticipated, because at the beginning I thought, oh my god, so many Orks and Scarboys and Gretchens and stuff, but in the end I think 2/3 of the battlefield were firmly in the hands of the Dark Angels in the end. And especially the Tarantula was really successful. It never jammed throughout the battle and put out a lot of fire, killing I think even 2 Nobs and Mega Armor and a lot of Gretchens and other stuff. Okay, the eternal battle between the veteran sergeant and the big boss was also quite impressive in the end. And in general, my assault marines performed quite well because of their 2 attacks in close combat, resulting in breaking the huge mob of the Goth Orks and Scarboys. And finally, my Terminators, the performance, I was also very pleased with it, especially the Lightning Claw guy with his 2 Lightning Claws, 2 parries, Strange 8. So although he's a combat to death in the end, he was really quite successful, and in general the Deathwing Terminators.
Yeah, and even one of the regular ones are only equipped with Stormbolter and Power Fist, resulted in breaking the 20 strong mob of Goth Orks and Scarboys. So they held the middle of the table with the head of the assault squad.
And in the end, I think it was a clever move from Marcus to use his snakebite mob with the cyborgs, because they were really in his second turn on the ridge and killing the tactical squad, thus opening the gap or consuming time that the other Orks can enter the ridge, and resulting in the end in the victory of the Orks. So I think those unit types really performed really well.
You're right, because there would have been another nearly 20 rapid fire shots for another turn if the snakebites hadn't managed. They were really expensive. I paid 3 times their prices because of I think the bad outcome of the first
battle.
Yeah. So I was torn. I didn't include a single vehicle. The only joker I had left was Look Out Sir and the War of Ghazghkull. I think if we had played or continued to play, victory points wise, Alex might have won because most of his units are unharmed except for the tactical squad, whereas my forces are severely depleted. You can see 2 main characters, but all of the forces, they would be probably killed by the advancing dreadnought. They are fleeing, although the war might have rallied them. And over there are only 2 Nobs and Nazdreg left, and Ghazghkull. And some Goths, Scarboys, and maybe some characters like the mechanic with the flamer and some jump boys, storm boys. Okay.
Yeah, and in the end, I think both of us will really enjoy the campaign and can highly recommend if you get your hands on the campaign. I think the files are on the Facebook group, so you can download it or just watch our videos, because we always included the battle briefing for both armies. So we highly encourage you to play this campaign, because it's the only campaign, official campaign published by GW for the second edition, and it is really a lot of fun, as you have seen. Really create scenarios from really small battles to rather big battles. And I think in the rulebook of the campaign there are also advices if you want to play with other armies. So it's quite possible to play the campaign, let's say a chaos invasion of a planet held by the Imperial Guard, on maybe a maiden world where the Elder fend off a chaos invasion. So you can play the scenarios with other armies as well. Maybe you have to adapt a little bit the rules or the warrior cards. It needs a little bit of fine-tuning, I think, in the end. But overall, I think both of us are really pleased with the campaign in general.
And we've played it 3 times so far.
Yeah, it was the 3rd time, and I think the first time we ever played the campaign. Do you remember?
I think I played it against Tube,
yeah.
Our Ork player, and I think I might have won, but we played wrong or cheated a lot. The next time, the second one, was when I played the Dark Angels and you played the Orks, and you won in the end, although I had one...
it was really close, I think,
although
there
was a Ghazghkull army in the back of the Dark Angels. And okay, this is the 3rd time. If we are really replaying it a 4th time, I think we might use Chaos and Imperial Guard. But this was really great, and I'm really thankful that I was able to do it once more with mostly painted minis. And thanks to somebody who reminded us to do the final, which we promised. It was about 2 months ago. Sorry for forgetting your name, but somebody wrote to us, what about your final of Storm of Vengeance? And it's not the final, because there's one White Dwarf campaign we're going to play as well.
Yeah, it was a special scenario, I think. But I think it was concluding that the Dark Angels have won the campaign and are mopping up nests of resistance from remaining Orks on Piscina. But maybe we should play it as an add-on to the campaign.
And if you want to find out more about our projects, please send a friend's request to our Dice Hammer Facebook account and watch our channel Jubilee, or the 3rd birthday of Dice Hammer video next week, where we'll talk about our latest projects, the projects for the future, and maybe even about some giveaways or stuff like that.
Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye.
Thanks, bye.